Okay, so the Galaxy S series of devices been out for over a month, and I've been having the Galaxy S25 Ultra for about 2 weeks. So there are some good things and some bad things, and one major problem with the Galaxy S25 Ultra. Let me explain. Sit back, relax, and get your popcorn ready and follow me on this journey. Let's go. What's up, guys? This is Zach back with another video. So the Galaxy S25 Ultra has been a mixed bag for me. I feel like I'm missing something here, right? Look, my last Galaxy flagship was the Galaxy S23 Ultra. Now, this device was fantastic, right? It had great performance. It had great battery life. The cameras was good and more. Now, look, I passed on the Galaxy S24 Ultra because I felt like it was a device that wasn't worth reviewing, so I passed on it. So here it is. I got the Galaxy S25 Ultra, and I'm not sure if this device is worth it, as I do see some improvements, but I believe that they took a few steps backwards. I was looking for big improvements coming from the Galaxy S23 Ultra to the Galaxy S24 Ultra, but I just don't see it in so many areas. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about some improvements. First, One UI 7. It's a complete overhaul of the operating system. I like features like the brief. When I wake up in the morning, I get to see all my news, weather, and stocks. I like that. You know, it's on the home screen. Having the settings on one side and the notifications on the other side, I mean, I really do like that, right? You get your settings on one side, your notifications on the other side. I really like that. The look and feel of the OS is very smooth and fluid, right? I mean, I think One UI 7 is a huge improvement over the previous OS. I believe that is a good improvement. Look, next, let's talk about it. Performance, and this may be tied to One UI 7. The performance is really good here. No stuttering, no hiccups. I know it has the 8 Elite processor with 12 gigs of RAM, but I believe that all the smoothness and optimization is coming from One UI 7. Look, I'm not going to take nothing from Samsung. One UI 7 is very, very optimized for this device. Okay, so let's talk about battery life, right? Coming from the Galaxy S23 Ultra to the Galaxy S25 Ultra, yes, the battery life has been very good, better than the Galaxy S23 Ultra. But it's not as good as my OnePlus 12, but it's better than the Galaxy S23 Ultra. Look, when I first got this device, right, the battery life wasn't that great, but it took a few days for this device to get acclimated to my usage. Now the battery life is pretty good. Now I could get through the day, but once again, I believe the optimization of One UI 7 has a lot to do with it. But yeah, the first couple of weeks with the Galaxy S25 Ultra, the battery life has been very good. Okay, so throughout this video, I've talked about a lot of good things about the Galaxy S25 Ultra, the things that I like. But I believe most of the improvements is tied to One UI 7, which if you have older devices like the Galaxy S22, the Galaxy S23, or the Galaxy S24, you will get One UI 7 with a bunch of these improvements. Right? I mean, overall, the look and feel of this device is really good, but it's all One UI 7. That's what I'm saying. One UI 7 is the experience. Okay, so let's talk about some of my disappointments with the Galaxy S25 Ultra. First up, the camera system. And I know what you guys say. What you mean the camera system? Samsung got very good cameras. In auto mode, I believe Samsung took 2 steps back, right? Look, One UI 7 is fantastic, but I believe that the camera system, to me, and some other things took a few steps back with this device. Let me explain. Look, if you use this camera system as a point and shoot, right, in regular auto mode, I'm gonna tell you, some of the footage is borderline trash. I mean, look, I believe that the Galaxy S23 Ultra in auto mode was a bit better when it comes down to photography and video. This is my opinion. Look, I did a comparison between the iPhone 16 Pro Max and the Galaxy S25 Ultra. And after shooting about 100 photos and many videos, I was disappointed at the overall results. Some of the colors was dull and muted. The video in auto mode with this borderline trash. The colors was off. I mean, the low light was a joke. I mean, it was just plain awful in my opinion. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here with this device? This is not like how Samsung do their camera system. I mean, it's weird because when I use Pro Video and set all my controls, it's great, right? Or when I use log with high bit rate and color graded, it looks almost professional quality. So why the downgrade in auto mode? I mean, the Galaxy S23 Ultra didn't have these issues. It did not have a piss poor camera system in auto mode. And look, none of my previous Galaxy devices was bad in auto mode, but the Galaxy S25 Ultra wasn't that great. Hopefully a software update will fix it. Look, I just wasn't impressed. I review a lot of phones. I have a lot of phones. I mean, look, my favorite phone was like the OnePlus 12, and the camera system on there is excellent. The Galaxy S23 Ultra, the auto mode on that device is excellent. After taking over 100 photos and doing many videos, I just don't like it. The colors are bad. The footage is just horrible. The portrait video, it was just horrible. The colors was just muted and dull and bland. And maybe a software update would fix it. But it's just my opinion of me using the device. And look, I know what you guys might say. Well, you may have a bad device. Well, no, because when I use log and color graded, it came out beautiful. When I use video pro mode, it came out beautiful. When I use other features in the camera app, it came out beautiful. So when I put it in auto mode, for some strange reason, it just doesn't look that great. And when you look at this, like, we're talking about a over $1,000 flagship. This is not how Samsung roll, but the camera system took 2 steps back. And I'm just being honest with you guys. I've made a video. I did a live stream, a reaction live stream. And in that live stream, I mean, I really hammered on how disappointed I am with the camera system on the Galaxy S25 Ultra. Samsung, you got to fix this. But you know what? I got some more disappointments. Let's go. Next, I want to talk about the build quality, right? I mean, look like Samsung kind of lost their vision a little bit. The Galaxy S25 Ultra looked weird. It looked like something off of Temu. I mean, look at the big ass camera lens on the back. I mean, it's terrible looking. I mean, look how thick those camera rings is, and you know, I mean, jerry rig everything. We saw that, right? I mean, he just popped them off. They kind of on here for no reason. I mean, it's awkward. The flat sides, it look thick compared to other devices. The Galaxy Note 9 is thinner, right? I mean, I even pulled out a Galaxy Note 1, and look at that. Very thin here. And I understand how they did this, right? They wanted the side rails to kind of get a good grip. But man, it doesn't feel that way. And plus, the edges right here is too sharp right there. So you have to use a case with this device. I mean, the edges here is a lot sharp. Now, look, don't get me wrong. They went from the boxy shape, which I'm a huge fan of, right? The boxy shape that goes in the hand versus the curve shape. And I mean, it feels a little better in the hand, but I really think that Samsung took 2 steps back when it come down to the design of the device. But I mean, I don't understand. It just doesn't feel Samsung-like. And when you look at the iPhone 16 Pro Max, you know, even though you got huge camera humps, but the iPhone 16 Pro Max is thinner on the side than the Galaxy S25 Ultra. And I don't get it. Yeah, it's just one of my complaints. It just doesn't look that good. And lastly, I believe this is some BS, right? By taking away the Bluetooth features and functionality of the Galaxy S25. Again, I call BS on this because Samsung is saying that, you know, only 1% of users was using this feature. Okay, well, let's talk about log. I'm sure there's going to be less than 1% that's going to use log. I mean, think about Pro Video. I'm sure that there's going to be less than 1% that use Pro Video. And let's talk about Samsung DeX. I'm sure that there's going to be less than 1% of people using Samsung DeX. So in my mind, I'm thinking, what's next on the chopping block? If Samsung is saying, okay, if 1% or less people using the feature, let's take it away. Or they gonna take away another feature? Because I call BS on this. Why take away the Bluetooth functionality when they're saying it's only 1%? That means that you gonna take away a lot of features if less than 1% use a feature. I'm sure that data will tell them that less than 1% will use log on the Galaxy S25. So that means that when the Galaxy S26 come out, log should be gone. DeX should be gone. Pro Video should be gone. Panorama should be gone. And I've said to myself, why Samsung did that, right? Obviously, we know why. It was cost cutting. I don't think they had to come up with an excuse to say, okay, only 1% of users was using it. And if you think about millions of devices being sold, 1% is, hundreds of thousands of people losing that feature. So if Samsung go stick to their guns and say, you know what, we're going to take out all the features that 1% or less is using on our devices, then they will be removing a whole lot of stuff on the Galaxy devices. And that means that this is how you go different yourself from the competition if you go remove features. So I call BS on them taking the S Pen features and functionality out of the Galaxy S25 Ultra. So here's my conclusion. The Galaxy S25 Ultra is a mixed bag for me. Now, this is not a full review, believe it or not. This is my thoughts after a few weeks. And I'm sure some software updates will fix some of my concerns. Hopefully the camera will get fixed. The ultimate question you guys may ask, if you have a Galaxy S22, 23, or 24, should you upgrade? Right now, I would say no. And the reason why is because what you have right now is good. Once you get One UI 7, it's going to be, you're going to have a look and feel of a brand new phone. Performance will be good. Your battery life will be vastly improved. I think everything is going to be good once you get One UI 7. Believe it or not, your current device is fast. Only thing you're waiting on is a software update. And I believe this is one of the reasons why Samsung is holding that software update, because they already know. Once the One UI 7 trickle down to older devices, it's no need to upgrade. And that means that people go say, you know what? Wow, this is great. I'm going to hold on to this device for another few years. And Samsung can't make money if you're holding on to older devices. This is one of the reasons why I believe they're gatekeeping the operating system. Now, whether or not it's a good move or a bad move, I'll let you be the judge for yourself. Look, if you want to see more videos of the Galaxy S25 Ultra, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. This is Eric the Tech Preacher. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think about the Galaxy S25 Ultra and my 2 weeks in all its glory. See you guys on the next video. Peace.